We got somebody calling in. Let's take the call right now. We've got Salam Alaikum.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
MashaAllah. I'm glad you called me. Last night I told all of our viewers here that we were going to have a surprise guest tonight. You remember that, right?
Right.
Yeah, so you're live. You're on the air right now. Folks, we have Terry Holbrooks with us right now. Assalamu alaikum, Terry.
Walaikum salam. Hello, everyone. How are you?
Well, I don't think they can answer you, but tell everybody, you need to know who's Terry. Terry is a super guy. He's been through a lot, but he got to Islam, and then Allah put the pressure on him and let him really feel some of the things that happen when somebody changes and comes to Islam. You want to talk about it a little bit, Terry?
I'm sorry, you broke through there, Sheikh.
Could you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. So you used to be in what? Tell everybody what you used to do.
I used to be a guard in the U.S. Army in Guantanamo Bay.
Guantanamo Bay. All right. Tell us a little bit about it, Terry.
Well, it's certainly a very life-changing experience. The shortest possible version will quite simply be I went there as an agnostic. I saw what I saw, and I left as a Muslim.
You went there as agnostic, you saw what you saw, and left as a Muslim, mashallah. So after you accepted Islam, how was your relationship with the brothers there in Guantanamo? Did they like you okay, or were they still mad because you were a guard, or what?
No, that's actually a very interesting question. When I thought about this, I've been thinking about it quite a lot lately. If I were to have walked into a masjid anywhere in the U.S. and seen Muslims prior to Guantanamo, I probably would not have had any interest in Islam whatsoever. But having been to Guantanamo and seeing the way the individuals who were being tortured and abused could still behave and be respectful and polite to their captors, that was what encouraged me towards Islam. The fact that they could wake up and be happy and smile and tolerate what was happening to them, as long as they could pray. If they could wake up and live their deen, that was enough for them. Their conduct as Muslims was genuine, and that is what led me to Islam.
Subhanallah, subhanallah. Well, I'm sure that a lot of folks are sitting there at home going, huh? Well, there's a lot that's happened in Guantanamo over the years that's had some ups and downs, some positive and negative, and we know about it. But it's nice to hear somebody talk about something positive, that these guys have a good attitude, and that's important. I understand a lot of the original 400 or 500 that they had are gone now. Is that true?
Of the original 780, we're down to approximately 140.
Okay. Now, some of them died while they were there. Is that true?
There's no such thing as a death in Guantanamo. There's murder, but there's no such thing as a suicide or whatnot.
Oh, well, I don't want to open up that bag of tricks here. Yeah, because that's a matter for some investigators, not me. I'm just here trying to talk about Islam, But Terry, we've met before and we've been together, and definitely we have so much respect for you and your efforts and what you're trying to do. I would like for you to encourage folks about something else, and that's about the work that we're doing to put our voice in America across the United States on television. We're already on the satellite, we're already on the internet, already on the apps, and a number of antennas. And what we're doing tonight is encouraging everybody to support on a regular basis. That's what we're telling them about.
Oh, most definitely. I couldn't think of a more noble cause. We as Muslims living in a non-Muslim country, if we're not giving Dawah, then it's required that we leave. That's the condition of living in a non-Muslim country as a Muslim. You have to give Dawah. If you're not giving Dawah, you need to go to a Muslim country.
There you go. Well, I heard that you could come here if you were dying and you had no other place to go, and you could get a medical treatment here. It wasn't available for anybody, but then anywhere else. But then after you got cured, you had to go back home. Is that right?
To the best of my understanding, you would be correct, Sheikh.
Yeah, and the same is for education that you would need, not available anywhere. You could come and get educated, but then when you got it, you'd have to go back. Is that right?
Again, to the best of my understanding, you are correct, Sheikh.
So that would only leave the folks that came over here for Dawah. And they could stay as long as they're given Dawah. Is that right?
That's what we should be all doing. If your neighbors don't know that you're a Muslim, you're doing something wrong. If your neighbors don't know, if your coworkers don't know, if your fellow students don't know, you're doing something wrong. It's the easiest religion in the world. It's the right religion. We should definitely be supporting this. They should definitely be supporting you and helping you with your efforts.
Well, we really appreciate that. I'm so happy that you called tonight, Terry. I knew you called last night, but I told everybody because we were running out of time, and I wanted folks to have a chance to hear that there are a number of people who have encountered Muslims under pressure, Muslims that were dying in hospitals, Muslims that have been in situations like you were in, and they were surprised to find that these guys have such a good attitude, even though they're facing death every day, and in the cancer wards and heart patients and people that I've met, and it amazes me the courage that they have and the way that they're able to endure the difficulties that they experience, and you certainly are a witness to that.
SubhanAllah, it's a matter of escaping the mundane of life. When you wake up and you do nothing more than go to work, get your Starbucks, sit on Facebook, you're not going to feel anything. You're not going to have any connection with your Creator. You're not going to feel any difference. But when you're faced with a challenge, that's when you have the ability to feel your Creator. That's when you know that your Creator is there and He sees you and He's paying attention. He's testing you.
That's true. That's a true story. And Terry, we also wanted to, I'll talk to you tomorrow, inshallah, but I want to talk about the next time we can hook up and possibly get together and help each other in bringing about a better understanding for the Muslims as well as to how to be patient and not be radical, but to be patient and help people to understand. I'm talking about Muslims as well, to understand the beauties of Islam when we practice properly.
Sabr comes with time and discipline. Sabr, patience. Patience comes with time and discipline. But you have to want it. And I think one of the best pieces of advice that I could ever give any Muslim, anywhere in the world, would be to know the life of the Prophet ﷺ.
Yes.
If you don't know the life of the Prophet, you're really hurting yourself and no one else.
That's absolutely true. I 100% I agree with it. And the more I study and more I read about the Prophet ﷺ's life and his biography, it's amazing. It's amazing to the extent that sometimes you cry because you say, oh, we're so far away from that, and he was so amazing in the way that he handled things. The wisdom goes beyond even human capability. He is amazing. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
I 100% agree.
Yeah. Well, Terry, I'm so happy you called tonight, and I'm going to look forward to, inshallah, more helping each other in this good way to show Islam the right way. And then we'll also be talking with you, and as we get further along, we're going to have a big project in February, and I'm going to talk to you about that later, too.
Inshallah, I'd love to help.
Okay, well, stay tuned and keep watching us. And as we say, get guided with Guidance TV.
Alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah. Well, now we just had, that was Terry Holbrooks. And those of you who don't know, he was a guard in Guantanamo. And he's the famous one that everybody was talking about. How could a man go down there with an attitude of, he was agnostic, as you heard him say himself, and then come away as a Muslim? And so the story that he tells is really amazing, because at first he was down there trying to guard these quote-unquote terrorists, right? And then he came to know more about what they were all about, and then his relationship with the guys that he worked with became different. The relationship with the ones he was guarding became different, to the extent, and he told us this, that one time he actually led the prayer for the prisoners. So, I don't know how that works with the commandos down there, but in any case, it's a story worth listening to. So we'll get him some time to tell you the whole thing, hopefully. But in the meantime, we want to talk about Guidance TV and how important it is for us to have a voice. I don't think that Terry Holbrooks would be very welcome on some of these TV channels that are out there, because it's not what they're trying to promote against Islam, is it?